Third time's a charm. Hey guys, this is Tigris, and before we jump into a few stadium games, I'm just going to show off the shop. Because everyone's probably going to be wondering, why the hell is Cassidy holding a Nerf gun? And the reason I said third time's charm, I went to start, slightly coughed, and it's like, okay. Went to start again, it's like, hold on, wait a minute, I'm on mute. Because guys, with like PlayStation 5 controls, I can't speak for Xbox Series X or S because I don't own one, so I can't speak for them. But with the PS5 controllers, there is a built-in mic. And even though I have gone through my settings and basically turned it so unless I've got a headset plugged in, no sound can actually, come from it, I still just have my controller on mute just in case the fact though, because playing things like GTA, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, just to name 3 games that have online features, I'd rather not be randomly saying stuff and it just appear in game, or more specifically, lately, be singing lyrics from K-pop Demon Hunters because again, yeah, I'm still obsessed with it. That obsession's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And speaking of that, when I saw the fact that Overwatch had an update, I was like, wait, have they done a secret K-pop Demon Hunters? Like, don't know why I was thinking it. It makes some complete sense why they weren't. I'd already heard about this. It's like, wait, are they doing secret K-pop? Have they done a secret K-pop Demon Hunters thing? I checked this. That's Heroes. I checked the store and it's like, oh wait, no, this is just a Nerf thing. So, you've got Cassidy and his revolver, which, for the most part, is just a Nerf Maverick. And if you don't know what the Maverick is, it's basically the original version of the Nerf Strong Arm. And there was a newer version of the Strong Arm that was made, I think, which is slightly more accurate to the Maverick. I think. No, it wasn't. But I can't think what that was called. Personally, the Nerf Hammer Shot is a 5-cylinder hammer action gun. Would have been more accurate. I'm not planning on getting any of these because they look kind of goofy and it's... yeah. You've then got a typical like Nerf foam sword. Like it just looks like most of them. Although if Nerf ever did make one of those, I think it would be cool. Soldier's gun does look like a few different typical rifles. The rapid fire is one that kind of comes to mind, and the Nerf big bad bow. It kind of reminds me of the Mega Bow that they did that shot the Mega Darts that I do still own because I do still have a few Nerf guns from childhood or when I was older because I decided to pick up a few. Just because when I did, I wanted to get into modern, and I about half modded a Strife. I made it so you didn't have to like do all the annoying locks, but I was never able to essentially get it all up to speed because I didn't have a soldering kit. If I ever have access to one, I do plan to at least, for the most part, after double checking the tutorial because why I've done the odd bit of soldering in the past from being in high school and having a lesson where we made. Do you know those essential little things where you have like this wire and where you have like this thing and you have to go through like these wires, but if you hit like the wire in the middle, it makes like this really annoying sound. Made one of those back in my 3rd year of high school. Again, I still have it. I think it still works. But yeah, this just reminds me of any typical Nerf bow. The rocket just reminds me of any Nerf rocket, and then the arrows do actually look cool. But there is one other. And there is Tracer's Nerf pistols, which again, don't remind me gel fire. More remind me of the smaller Rival round blasters, and you can kind of see because Nerf then made a subline for Rival, which was smaller balls. I can't remember what the line was. I want to say it was something like the gel fire blasters and all, but I know for a fact I'm wrong. But it just reminds me of one of those. But yeah, so when they did, I honestly did think that they were, and I was slightly disappointed. Although, Fortnite's new season kickstarts tomorrow, and if things are going to work out, if I think they're going to work out, Quest will be out early tomorrow, so there's a small potential chance that I might decide to double stream tomorrow, or film a video tomorrow night. I don't 100% know yet. I might not. If I do, I might do a few rounds of Fortnite, just because it's a game that I've started playing a decent bit, but never done videos on. I also forgot to mention, and there's also Baptiste's, which just looks like a typical Nerf grenade launcher. Like, and Maze more reminds me of like those old school like Super Soaker blasters, and it is literally just called a Super Soaker. Pretty sure I still have one of my old Super Soakers, but like, so they have brought the Nerf stuff in. An interesting. Definitely interesting. Also, guys, I'm sorry there's no stream yesterday. Basically, I was going to stream, started talking to people, and when I realised I probably should, it's like, I wasn't in the mood to, and I wasn't going to force myself to. Plus, it means the stream was delayed by 1 day, so, but again, going to do a few rounds of ranked, Stadium. I don't really know if I played games in support for Stadium. Also, I will show us after this game. Let them say current ranks in Stadium. Yeah, I'm gonna play Diva. Well, I selected Diva. Apparently I didn't. Why does he send me your team like long? But yeah, guys, basically when I'm doing Overwatch, because I typically play ranked games, I like to try, and I probably will then mix it up at some point and basically chuck in quick play matches. Like from our rivals, I'm thinking instead of doing like say 2, actually I will get to that in a second.
Everyone could use a little help in the stadium. These are example builds picked by the pros to start our competitors off on the right foot. Time to power up. Powers are
instead of say doing like say 2, maybe 3 games of Marvel Rivals Stadium, and having stream be a tiny bit longer, I probably will do say 2 or 4, maybe even 6 games of unranked, because I've been playing unranked a bit on Marvel Rivals just to essentially get the summer event done for it. And I was at like level 3 when I streamed like last week. I'm now up to like level 12, level 13. Come Saturday, maybe Friday, because I don't actually know what's going on yet. Basically, guys, I could full explain the situation. Not going to, because why I do feel like it would be 100% justifiable, and I could justify it. I'm not going to. It's not worth it.
3, 2, 1. Capture the objective.
But right now, we're saying the fact that I'm not streaming on Fridays because I don't know I'm available is probably the simplest way to say Saturday. But the reason I do sometimes, like for instance last week, I moved the Saturday stream to Friday because if I can stream on Fridays, I take the long weekend. But even then, like, there's a couple points this week where I am free. Like, so there probably will be a video. There should more than likely be. I'd say Friday. It will 100% depend. It potentially might end up being Saturday. But like, there more than likely will be, like, I'm not promising nothing yet because again, I don't 100% know what will happen. The hour and a half that I think I've got free tomorrow could end up being changed. Because guys, what it basically falls down to is, do I have time to essentially stream during the day? Because streams for the last couple, like, well, I think the last month have just been a bit more chaotic. Plus, guys, with restrictions on certain things in the UK at the minute, I'm being careful with one, what I'm saying, two, what language I'm using in general. Because there was a... If you want to know any more about the Online Safety Act in the UK, look it up. It's the best you get, and like, I'm not going into detail about it. But look it up because, again, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to give it the life or like day. I'm not going to go into it because it'll take me a lot longer than 2-3 games of Overwatch to full on discuss every problem with the Online Safety Act. Because guys, there are a few, and I'm only going to mention one. It is a third-party company we're supposed to be giving our data to. Like, I love playing Overwatch game, and I don't really get that much of a chance to play it. Not the biggest fan of playing it on streams, because I don't always have a full chance, like, because each game is about 20-30 minutes. I try to stream for about an hour when it comes to Overwatch and Rivals. And then Minecraft's about just under it. Like, I try to stream basically for like an hour, and then there'll be the odd occasion in the future. So, because of how, like, what I probably will do after, like, I've done, say, a couple games of Stadium, what I probably will start doing if I do Stadium, because, so I'm not completely locked into playing Stadium, just chuck a quick play game in, just so I do get 3 games done. Because Overwatch is the only game where I have a 3-game rule. And that comes down to a case of dailies. Not dailies, weekly challenges. Also guys, I don't think I've had a chance to mention it, or in fact I haven't, I'm pretty sure anyway. But apparently the next Overwatch, it makes a lot more sense to mention that, the next Overwatch Mythic's gonna go to Sojin, and all I can say to that is, finally. Like, I'm pretty sure I did mention it. I don't think I ever went into conversation, because I think I mentioned it in the Marvel Rival stream, but I'm going to mention it now, because I'm pretty sure I said I would. But basically, Overwatch 1 cover, like, essentially... Do you know how, like, Pikachu in Pokemon is essentially gets a load of stuff because it's Pikachu? Essentially, the whole brand is around, like, Pikachu. For Overwatch 1, that was Tracer. For Overwatch 2, for the most part, it is Sojin. Which I never completely got why they changed it. Because Tracer, they changed it from Tracer, whose ethnicity is British, and then they've now they changed it from Tracer, who's British, to Sojin, who I don't know. There's only a few like ethnicities I do know when it comes to Overwatch. I've been told I've seen all of them at some point. I just have forgotten them because, like, for Sombra and part notes. Sombra's Mexican, I believe. Zarya's, I think, Russian. Reinhardt's German.
Heroes never die.
Winston's from the moon. Juno's from space.
Fire in the hole! Nerf this!
I think that's probably all I know. I don't think Bastion has one because of the null sector. I'm not sure about Orisa or Echo because I don't think any of those three do have like a place of like birth.
Get in there, surrender to my will.
The Deadlock Gang sent their finest for that play. And they take the round.
Oh, that was just great times.
2-0. You can really
Like
tell
that was just perfect timing, but yeah. So when it does come to like the whole like ethnicity and all that lot of countries but born in, I only really know the ones I've mentioned, and that's because Zarya looks like she is from Russia, and I'm pretty sure she is. I know Trace is British.
teams to gear up.
I will take that. Boots to the trail. Yep. But like Winston and Juno, like Winston's was Winston's from like the moon. Like, I don't think they have the map on Overwatch 2, but there was a map on Overwatch 1 that we did see. Juno crashed down from a pod, so I'm presuming she is just from space.
Only 20 seconds left until
Sombra used to be the poster child, so that one's obvious. Not Sombra, Tracer. Sojins, I did know, but I'm not 100% sure anymore.
the armory is about to close.
Soldier, Cassidy, and I believe Reaper all American.
3, 2, 1.
Well, at least who Reaper used to be. Because technically speaking... Actually, no. No, he was still Reaper. He was just very much experimented on.
Unlocks in 10.
Also, guys, always thank these support, and always just be nice to them. They're the ones at the end of the day saving your butts. Also, one thing I do love about skating, it gives you the chance to play micro versions of the map. Which means, if you don't have a particular map that you like playing on when it comes to voting for them, you have the chance to pick and choose. But like, I definitely do love playing Overwatch Stadium. It's just one of those maps, like game modes that you're playing about 5 rounds. 5 shortened rounds, but it's still playing about 5 rounds. So it does definitely feel like a drain. That is a drainer. But I'm gonna try and do say 2 rounds of stadium and then 1 round of unranked. Unless for some reason after I get done with the stadium, I get put in and there's like 2 rounds left. Now they're fighting back, are they? Trust me, taking on a full team with mech is a pain and barely doable. Taking on a full team without said mech, that's a sentence, and not a good one either. And by sentence, I do like mean like a jail sentence, but more of a permanent option. Hey, if we win because of the fact that I essentially supercharged straight into a Junkrat, I'll take it.
2-0. Let's have a look at our MVPs.
Luckily enough, it's only the best of it's only like the equivalent of 4 wins.
Let's push.
Which is why there is 7 rounds, because either team could get 3 straight wins very easily.
This round.
When below 30%, life gain 10% damage reduction. Or 50% armor, 50% armor, 15% ability power, boost self-destruct micro missiles called mech when you use abilities to restore 50% armor or shields over 2 seconds. I'm gonna take that. Sounds useful. And that's at 50% armor, which I'm then gonna boost up to 25. Up to 75 even. Useless tank and useless healer, nice. So that's the enemy Kiriko. I was about to say, hold on, because I saw the useless tank, it's like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, I've been doing good. Like, the whole team is pulling their weight. But from there's definitely Junkrat and, you know, Moira on our team that are pulling weight a bit more. I'm only slightly behind from looking at like the sums at top. But for the enemy team, Genji and Junkrat are pulling that. But yeah, getting back to the case of Sojin, she is apparently getting a mythic next season, which is nice. I say apparently, I've only seen a couple things about it. But then again, I saw like one thing about Divas for season 17 back before season 16 had come out. Like, season 16 hadn't come out yet, and it's like, so when Junior, I think it was Junior got. Yeah, Junior got for season 16, I was like, hold on, wait, hold on, no, wait, no, that said season 17. But yeah, so Sojin is getting for the next season. And again, all I can say is it is about time. No, that was my fault. I should have remet when I had the chance. But it is about time that Sojin gets one. Tracy was the cover-up for Overwatch 1, and she got one back in Season 5. This will be Season 18. Well, there's something I'm questioning how come we haven't had yet. And I'm potentially going to presume it will be the weekend. And I say this every single time. If they do add the new hero in for a few days over the weekend, what I will just do is I will try and find a way to essentially make up the rival stream. Potentially by doing, say, an extra one, say, next week. Whether it be a case of next Tuesday's Overwatch will turn into rivals, or whether it is just a case of I then do, say, an extra stream, say, Wednesday or Sunday. But I will make that stream. I'd stream up at some point if they do reveal the new hero. New hero is supposed to be support, and they do kind of look cool. They don't look like a hero I would like to play. Like I would play. I will try them out and see what they are, see what they're like. But they definitely do feel. But they definitely do feel more like... like for instance, Juno came out. Loved her. Not straight away, I do now. Freya came out last season. One of my favourites. Wait, really? What sneaky person did that? About to say, no, wait, no, not me. Okay, no. Why this moment? See, I always know when I do something dumb and stupid, someone's gonna get played the game for it. I always know it. Like, I could have easily enough remake, I really should have. It was my fault. Rank progress. But something I do like is everyone's getting chucked for Stadium at the bottom tier for this, and they've all got to make their way up instead of it being like predictions and all that lot, so it is nice that everyone is on an even path. That didn't take as long. Wrong comp win. Like I say, I'll do a couple rounds of Stadium and then I will just do a very simple quick game to end it. But comp progress, I'm still in Silver 5 for tank and damage, for roll queue, and then support him in that. But unfortunately for main comp, I'm in a case where I'm at a breaching point. Part of me doesn't want to touch it because even though I might be on the verge of deranking, if I'm still in Silver 3 come the end of the season, it does look a lot better. Do I play Juno? I kind of want to play Kirika, but I also do really want to play Juno. Yep, I'm going to play Juno. See, a lot of times, a character will get a mythic, and I'll be like, oh my god, this character is really cool now. Like, they're the best character in the world. Like, as soon as Orissa's mythic came out when it did, I started playing a good bit of Orissa. I've not touched her since. Like, after this game, I will just go from the hero gallery of characters who's got mythics. I'll probably just do it from the mythic page. And what characters I now still do play. Because I can guarantee you now, there better be any of them. Like, Trace is someone who I've not played in a while. Genji's someone who I've barely played.
Everyone could use a little help in the stadium. These are example builds picked by the pros to start our competitors off on the right foot. Time to power up. Powers are impactful modifiers that define a build, so competitors must choose carefully.
I think this is probably my first time playing support in Stadium. I think.
We're just getting started, and it's
But, like,
anyone's match.
whether it's just a case of that I'm still on sort of the hype of Juno. But I do really love playing Juno. I thought she just looked like she's spacewalking.
The teams have 20 seconds
Didn't mean to say that to her. I said, look, here. Hello in general.
Hi, team. Greetings. Hello. Hello.
Wait, can you hold still why I purposely go in?
For the round. Stay put.
Greetings.
3.
That was more of a pain than it really needed to be.
Capture the objective.
But yeah, Sojin is finally getting her mythic. And again, like, some of the characters that have got a mythic I do completely get. Genji, a very popular character. Reaper, a very popular character. I'm slightly surprised that Soldier hasn't. Because anyone who plays COD, that kind of was their go-to. I don't know whether that has changed. Ooh. But like, again, I will go through all of these after a game of quick play.
I must not forget to breathe. I am breathing.
Like, Sigma got one really early. Junker Queen got one really early. The Junker Queen was like the second. Yeah, Junker Queen was the second one, and she'd only been out for what, a couple months. And the only thing I can say is, there's no way Junker Queen was that popular within that short of a time. Like, it would have made so much more sense given it some of the old popular Overwatch 1 characters. You know, Tracer, who did get one a few seasons later, but that was like a year later. Because when you say a few seasons in Overwatch, for ranks and for typical Battle Pass seasons, they're actually longer than what you probably think. Each Battle Pass is about 2 months. Thankfully the game has been going on for long enough. So, but like, I'm surprised, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are surprised Tracy wasn't the first one to get out. I was like surprised Sojin wasn't, but then again, she had just come out. I think this would be...
They're almost at the finish line.
Potentially going to be very easy. Hopefully it's not me jinxing it. I think it might already. So this appears to be a simpler game. Guys, I was going to say I'm not superstitious at all. Like, I don't walk on ladders. I don't generally go. I don't go out my way to do it. But it's like, if it was a case of walk under the ladder or walk into moving traffic, I would choose to walk under the ladder. Like, if I had to, I would. I wouldn't. If I can, we'll go past it. I do. Like, there are a few superstitions that, like, for instance, don't put your trains on the table. I don't, but like, those have essentially been drilled into me since I was a kid. Again, even if you are support, thank your support. They work hard. See, I really am surprised half the time how many times I don't know Marvel Rivals because I don't know what button it is to do with Marvel Rivals, and I should probably just double check it. I know at one point I've forgotten since, like in Overwatch I do like go, thanks for healing, like, or like thanks for reviving me. I don't do it every single time because like just supporting the team is just part of the job.
The team's
So like if Mercy does revive me, I do go, yeah, thanks Mercy. You didn't have to, but it's very much appreciated.
We're in the middle innings and everyone's waiting to see how the match
Move
shapes
for those.
The arena is calling. Our teams have 20 seconds left. The time for preparations is almost up.
Okay, yeah. So they've only got like 3 players. I hate when players do it, I really do.
3,
And I hate the fact that it then makes one team or like gives the one team a victory very quickly. Like I really do think there should be. I think the odd accidental whoops, my game crashed, or it wasn't my fault. But I think if there should be a tally note in each season, and the odd connection problem should be put in consideration. But like, I'm half the time I agree that there should be big consequences, but the other half of the time, because in the past I've had to go and do something, thought I'd be back in time. I've either been forced to surrender on Yu-Gi-Oh! Or lost connection on Overwatch, or my game's just been like, yeah, sorry, your internet's playing up. And yes, what the simple answer would be, don't play an online game if your internet's not 100% stable. Same reason? Yeah, it's... Besides, it's not necessarily always internet problems, like... Somewhat recently, because it was like 2-3 months ago, PlayStation went down for like 2 days. It went down on like a Friday and then wasn't back up and work. No, yeah, Friday and then wasn't back up working until like a Saturday. I know this because when it happened, I was gonna get back into content creating. I think it was like a week before I actually did. But because of the fact the PlayStation's network being down, I couldn't. Now, do I know whether I could stream or not? I have no idea. But I couldn't access online games, which meant the best I could have done is playing things like Minecraft in an offline mode, playing something like Genshin in offline mode. Master, I wouldn't have been able to. But like, for the enemy team, I do really feel bad. Like, I 100% would rather get this game done quick. Because what would normally be wiping half a team, in this case, if we wipe half their team, it's a team kill.
Meet your fate. Score.
Do I feel great about it? No. I go backward and forward on this. There are points where I start thinking, finally it's happening to someone else, but then I do really start thinking, hold on, wait a minute. I get put in the same, I've been put in, like, I think it happened on stream like a month, maybe 2 months ago. Half my team left. We were completely outnumbered. Happened to me the other day playing Marvel Rivals. I think I was playing competitive. 3 members of my team left. That's why I couldn't.
Another round down, and it's safe to say the teams are in the zone.
So, but yeah, it happened recently, and there was just me playing Luna Snow, I believe, a Scarlet Witch, and then an Invisible Woman against a full team of 6.
Only 20 seconds left until we kick this round off.
Which, if two members, like, this was like half a team, half your team leave an Overwatch, two members, you've still got 3, so it's not the worst case in there. Like, it's both for supports, which means they have no healing, but for support and a DPS, you can kind of manage. Not great, you could potentially manage. In an open situation, what you would do is you would swap to having an Ana or a Mercy, and then having a DPS like Bastion, and just having something like a Reinhardt, Orisa, Sigma, or Diva. One of them just made to support the rest of the team. But like, one of us die, the rest of it can get them. Like, there was no real...
The objective unlocks in 10 seconds.
Am I going to be happy to win a game? Yes. Is it going to feel as good as if I'd actually earned the win? No. Like, I get it, a win's a win. It 100% is. And they're not slouches either. But at the same point, this win is always going to feel like we only won because half the team left. Which the only time I would leave in that case is if like half the team had left, and because if one person leaves and someone else and you want it, it's like, yeah, we're losing, like, I'm pretty sure like they wouldn't get punished for it now, but like if one person leaves and someone else is like, no, we're losing, they're still gonna get punished. Again, people leave in the middle of comp games. Rank isn't as bad because you can easily be replaced. Kind of more justifiable, not great. But if you leave in the middle of a comp game, then, unless it is an accidental sort of decent, like a lost connection sort of thing, where it'd be essentially at your in hand. But if you purposely leave because you lost one game, like two of them did, because we're only on the 3rd round. I honestly didn't think I'd have time to potentially do, say, 3 rounds of Stadium. I'm not going to do 3 rounds of Stadium, but nice to know I was right for once. Well, wrong, actually. But, like, the last quick play match will take, like, 5 minutes. So stream will probably just be just over an hour. Do 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 do. Didn't think I would. So I would, like, went for the one that I thought, but thankfully you can sell them for the exact same price. And again, Orisa has potentially performed slightly bit better, but the rest of the team, the whole team in general, is actually performing about on point. Like, Orisa is performing a bit better as she should be. The supports are performing on average as they should be, although Mercy is definitely performing better than both DPSs. And then both DPSs are performing about average, because typically you want your tank doing a bit of the heavy lifting, you want your DPS being able to get the final blows, the kills, the sort of the big takedowns, and then you want your support supporting the team. Being able to heal you on your back line. Man, that ice wall was not necessary. Although instead of an unranked game, I might just go into one of the arcade game modes. Because if Elimination's up, I probably will do a round of that, because I used to love playing Elimination, not played it in years.
The barricade is progressing.
Because like you used to need to do arcade game mode to get like loot boxes for the week, because back in my day of playing Overwatch, you used to be able to do loot boxes slightly a bit easier than what you can now. Well, actually, slightly hard. They'll kind of depend. You kind of didn't get like 5 check you per week. Although I do like they kind of look like little space dolphins. Again, that wind's always going to feel like a bit tainted compared to.
Play of the game.
Well, something I have just realised: if I do a game of Fortnite, whether it be on stream or a video, I can't use my emotes because one of my emotes is bye 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 because it came into the game after Deadpool Wolverine came out. And I got it, and it's still one of them, because basically I find emotes, and then generally keep them. It has to be something really great to swap them for me. Loot box. I'm down. I'm gonna get a legendary. Knew it. What arcade game modes are like? Just as a elimination is up. Ah, okay, so there is a new game mode called Nerf or Nothing, which is basically Nerf's standpoint of, if you're not nerfing, you're nothing. Like, basically, Nerf's the only brand, like, foam bullet company you should be buying from, sort of stuff. Typical sort of corporate, we want you to buy our product stuff. And granted, they were decent, and I've not bought one in years. I've definitely not bought a modern one in years. I think last time I bought Nerf glasses was probably back in, I think I was back in college, which was like 2019, 2020. But considering the elimination is up, I'm going to do 3 rounds of elimination, and I'll explain why I loved elimination. And hopefully this does count. Because if it doesn't, then I'll chuck 1 game of unranked in and, you know, get the benefit of elimination. But it should be fine as long as I don't actually play as one of my top 3 heroes, which just means no Mercy, no Sigma, no Diva. Not Mercy, Sigma, Reaper. I'm going to play... I'll play Juno. I'm not constantly going to swap, like, before and support, because if we don't have a support, then we don't have a support. But basically, the way elimination works is, if you've got 3 characters that you know work,
One small step at a time.
keep whichever one you're more like, I'm 100% going to win. For instance, I always, when playing elimination, or used to, and I do still stick by this now, I will never chuck Reaper into my first pick. Because if we win that round and then we end up losing the rest, then Reaper would have solved it for me. Like, Reaper's sort of my ace. I pull it out when I need to, not just because I want to. Annoyingly, Reaper can heal. Very annoyingly, the fact he can heal. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Reaper, I always will. He is my ace, he's the card I bring out when I need to. But, like, he gets a couple shots off. Or if I give him a chance to just get death, lock him up. Like I say, Reaper versus Juno, Reaper's winning. Even if you take in the fact of Juno has range. Freya. Again, I love playing Freya. I'd like to turn Freya into sort of my new DPS sort of. I need the win. I'm gonna play Freya. But like, I basically like if I need to get a win and I have a chance to play DPS, I do go Reaper. But like, I don't pull him out unless I need to, or unless especially in elimination. In typical play, I want to play him then I do. But like, because elimination. So basically, elimination works in the sense of I can no longer go Freya, no longer go Hazard, no longer go Malga because someone's already picked them, or Lucio. But I will play Juno again. Those little dolphin shark things are cool and kind of cute. But once the character's been played and once you've got a win with the character is now off limits. Which is my reason for not wanting to bring Reaper out. Plus, I need one more game to get up to like 9 wins without playing one of my top 3 characters this week. Damn it. Basically, the smart move is always take care of the support. Because if you take care of, like, if you take care of Symmetra, she can't then sell up. Take care of Zen. Basically, the reason you always take care of the support. Should I not play Juno again? I got DPS, Probably had this going equipped. I'm gonna go Spellbinder. Damn it.
I aim to captivate.
One. Fight. Match point.
Again, definitely a case where Reaper would have been handy. I probably should have, but my pride. More specifically, I don't want to need to do one more game. But like, always take hand support. And then take care of the DPS. I try to essentially fit around who we've got. I'll go Kiriko. Well, I've lost 2 rounds as Juno. I'm not saying I'm jinxed to play Juno in this, but it definitely does feel like it. But that, guys, these are the reasons why I love playing elimination. This is so close, yet it couldn't be further apart. You take care of one person, elimination does teach you. Not having your full team makes you need to survive and makes you start thinking.
Enemy spotted. Let me balance you out.
Like, Roadhog can heal.
Hey.
No. That still counts. Victory, thank God.
Play of the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna also give it to my Roadhog. I mean, I helped take care of that Roadhog. But, like, I was trying to find a way to get around, which is when you then see me. But yeah, the reason I love playing elimination is because left. Both players died, one of them left. That's like the first game of one as Widow in a while. Now, could I just do the smart thing and just check what I've got? I could, but I'm not going to. But yeah, gonna go over the methods quickly before I end stream, considering it's not that long. I'm pretty sure I did mention this, but they did change this at like, the beginning of recently, I think, maybe at the beginning of the season. But going over each mythic per, like, start with Genji for Cyber Demon for that season, it fits perfect. Like, I'm not gonna put what the style of the season was into perspective. Because obviously, for instance, if I was to then turn around and say, Tracer for Season 1, I'd then swap the Adventurer for Cyber Demon. It makes so much more sense. But yeah, Genji makes perfect sense. Junker Queen, like, granted, the Zoo season was pretty great, as far as I can remember. It's been like 2 years, maybe 3. Not what I would have done for a second season. I think, in all perspective, I think I might have done something like Diva. Or even some other tank that's not been given one. But, like, Junk Queen was just new, and I don't know, it's a... Kiriko for Season 3. This did kind of feel like a case of, why the hell didn't Sojin get Season 1? Why the hell didn't Sojin then get Season 5? Or Season 7? But then Kiriko, yeah, I went swap Kiriko for that season. Granted, I don't have her mythic equipped anymore.
I'll light my own path.
If I was, I probably would want like the gold color. That's just because they did a collab with a... I want to say it was a K-pop music group, but I can't think of the group at this point in time. Galactic Emperor, yeah, Sigma fits perfectly. And it made a lot of sense. He was the last tank to get put into Overwatch 1. Nice to know he was still getting some support. Tracer, it would have made more sense for Season 1, considering she was the cover girl for Overwatch 1. But nice to know she did get one pretty early. This was in like the first like 6 months. No, first year. No. First 10 months. So yeah. Anna to round up the year. I'm not the biggest fan of Anna's. There's a few I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, Hanzo's doesn't look too bad. But that's when they started declining how much they were giving you for what you needed to get. Like, Hanzo's had 3, yet you still needed the full 80 at the time. I don't think you do anymore. But, like, needed to complete the full battle pass. Don't get me wrong, I do still think the skin looks nice. I just kind of wish we got a bit more from... Although I do say gold is probably the nicest it looks. All of that also looks pretty cool too. Grand Beast of Rissa. No, I probably would have given it to someone else. I probably would have done a different season, but I think the season was pretty decent overall. But either way, it's still pretty good. I'm not talking about the weapons. Again, I think it's kind of questionable why Sojin, Tracer, and some other characters haven't, but things like Reinhardt, Hanzo, Widow, Ashav, and Reaper. I also am not the biggest fan of Mercy's. But, like, I've got her pink skin, so we've kind of got a nicer one anyway. Ancient Caller Moira. I do definitely like it. I do definitely think it's cool. Vengeance Mercy. I probably would have done a different season. I did like the Mirror Watch season, but again, probably would have done a different season. Calamity Empress. I think it suits Ash. Again, Junk Queen's the only one at this point that I've questioned whether should have been given to someone else, because for the most part, these are old Overwatch 1 characters, getting some new love, and get some new support. Like, granted, Kiriko and Young Queen are both from that, but then it makes me think, why is Sojin only just getting around to getting one next season? So, Reaper's Anubis. Why I don't use it? Do I have it in? Why, again, I don't hate it, and I would 100% use it if I didn't have Chained King. I think Chained King's a bit nicer. I've said this a few times. If I have a Overwatch League skin for a character, and I prefer the Overwatch League skin, then I'm going to, but more of a case of, if I have a skin I prefer compared to the Mythic, I'm keeping the skin I prefer to the Mythic. But if I don't, a lot of times I do. For instance, Divas. I love Divas, I have hers equipped, but I do have her Overwatch League skin. Like, I got pink equipped for Mercy, which is a League skin. But again, I had hers in Divas 2019 All-Star skins. Widowmaker.
I aim to captivate.
Again, I think it potentially looks nicer in either one of those. I think gold potentially looks a bit nicer. I do definitely like the red and black. The hat. Like, I would just run it like that. Actually, I probably would just run it like that, but, like, I like the additional sparkles, and why I like that a bit more than, like, why I'm not the biggest fan of the wings, and I'd 100% just get rid of them. I do think that looks a bit nicer now that I got rid of the hat, because why I'm not against it, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I do kind of think Widow looks a bit cooler with longer hair. Again, Widow was felt kind of nice for Spellbinder, so. And for Thor for Reinhardt, it made way too much sense. It made way too much sense and fit perfectly, and again, a good season. Zen, Juno, and then Diva. They've kind of repeated this trend again, except they've been doing this really annoying trend ever since not Mercy's, ever since Ash's Calamity Empress. Because we had Calamity Empress, Anubis, Spellbinder, 3 DPS back to back. Okay, DPS is really popular. But before that, actually, I've been doing it since Ancient Caller Moira. Ancient Caller, Vengeance, back to back, okay, to support. 5, 6, 7, 8, Season 9, Season 10, Season 11, 12, and then 13 were back to back DPS. Then Reinhardt was like, a nice change. We then had back-to-back support via Pixel and Heart of Hope, which again I do really like. I wouldn't change them. Like the only way you could potentially change each is Echo for say Pixel, and then give say Heart of Hope, and like giving her like an anime girl theme skin. But again, kind of already been given a mythic like sort of thing. But yeah, so again, Young Queen's the only one that kind of feels like, because I can't remember how popular she was, but I think back in season 1 she was like really popular and was for a few seasons. But I think she got nerfed in between that and like season 6. So I don't think she gets played as much anymore, but most of them do feel like they fit perfectly, but it feels like the hero is picked because the theme fits, not we're making this hero fit because of a theme, or we've picked the hero, now time to pick the theme. It does definitely feel like Reinhardt fits perfectly for like a Thor sort of season, but do that for Reinhardt. Kind of quickly cover mythic weapons because I know someone will be like, you've not covered them. Reinhardt, I don't dislike it. I do think it's cool, but it costs the same as to get a mythic skin. Now, I have set the principle of ages ago, back in like season 1, I'm getting the mythic skins. I think they're cool and a nice unique thing. Not as rare as it used to be, because it used to be if you missed it that season, tough luck. When they came back to you can purchase them, would I have gone back and purchased the ones I didn't have? 100%. I've got a complete collection because I have played each season and I've full on got them. There's been a few close calls for a few seasons, but I've pushed it. So it kind of does look nice. Anna's also does. Soul just looks a bit more. It looks unique. I'm gonna say that. Leader of Rose for Ash, it does definitely look cool. And it's kind of one that, if I would, and I'll go over this in a second. Widow's also looks. Yeah, I don't hate it, but it could look nicer. I'd also love for Widow just to get a different weapon skin. I'd love for them to basically do alternative weapon skins that aren't mythic. That are just, for instance, chucked in, say, Battle Pass, or just added to, say, the item shop. Mercy's the only one that I'm not the biggest fan of, but it does fit her annoyingly. And then stealth stuff, I kind of like Chain King's weapons anyway, but they do fit in, and they do kind of fit in for his mythic anyway. How many of these do actually fit in with the mythics? I'm going to say about 4 without actually calculating. Reinhardt, it fits, I'd say it would fit in for like a Thor skin. For like the Thor skin. Leader of Roses, I'd say it could work for Calamity Empress. Same for Dance of Dame Chance. Mercy's Magnotech does not fit in with her mythic, which is kind of annoying. It would have been nice for it to, but I get it fits in generally with Mercy. It's just her mythic season was Mirror Watch, which was the opposite of what they normally are. Mercy's normally this kind, generous, how can I help you sort of person. In Mirror Watch, she's eliminated targets at all sites, leave them none of them alive. And Reapers, yeah, they fit in. They look deadly and psychotic in every sense, and they look like they could kill people from just looking at them. I should have said death. Yeah, it didn't make so much sense. But they do definitely fit in. Although, it'd be interesting what, like, Mercy, she got both, like a pistol and thing. It'd be interesting what they do for Diva and a few other characters that don't exactly have weapons. Like, Diva has a pistol, so that would still, but I'm presuming they'd also still do the arm cannons. But at the same point, who knows? But, again, this season's not been the worst. The nerf stuff, I'm slightly questioning. I want to know what the choice behind that was. But, so, either way, this season has been good. For Battle Pass wise, I'm further along than I thought I would be. Again, this season does end in 20 days, which is why I'm questioning we haven't had the, like, because typically, I'm presuming it's probably going to be this weekend then. The next hero, unless they are just scrapping it for the season and just chucking them straight for next season, which in that case, nothing I can do about it. But typically, the next hero then gets placed in season beforehand for like 3 days, and if the new support, because I'm pretty sure it's support. It looks like support. 100% couldn't fit in tank, but a goddamn say we do not need another DPS. In all honesty, if we got say 2 more support, 2 more tank, 2 more support, and say 1 more tank, I would be perfectly fine with it. Because DPS has, what, 15, 19 characters. Tank has 13. Is it 13? Yeah, 13. And support has 11. I would be perfectly fine for the next couple seasons. 2 support, 1 tank, and then say another support, then a DPS. Or support DPS support, then tank. No, support tank, but like support tank support, then a DPS. But don't get me wrong, I love Freya. Really cool, really awesome character. So is Venture. But looking at them now, Freya, Sojourn, and Venture are the only new DPS, I think. Then looking at support, Ilari, Lifeweaver, Kiriko, Juno. Which then when you put into consideration, wait. Mercy, Moira, Zen. Lucio, Brig, Baptiste, Nana, we don't want to know which one. Yes. And then for tank, it's Hazard, Malga, Ramatra. But yeah, DPS has not had that many new characters, I don't think. There was only Venture, Sojourn, and Freya, because Echo came out in the end of Overwatch 1. Like, it was like a year, 2 years, it was like back in like 2019. Then they said no more, and then we didn't get nothing until Overwatch 2, when we got like 3 new characters. Do I potentially think something like Marvel Rivals is going to overtake them in characters? At their pace, yes, because they released like 5 new characters. Like, for instance, last season, I think it was the entire Fantastic Four, Human Torch, The Thing, Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, plus Ultron. This season alone, we've been given Jean Grey and Emma Frost. Unless Emma Frost was at the end of last season. But I think she was this season. But again, not 100% sure. I think she might have been last season, because I'm pretty sure I remember playing her near the end of last season. But yeah, they 100% will if they carry in their pace. But again, Marvel Rivals has its own problems as well. But again, I think they're running the same problem Overwatch we're having. They'll get to a point where, see, Marvel Rivals can release a load of characters each season because they've already got the characters done. Like, they could easily have chuck in Ironheart, War Machine, Red Hulk, Falcon, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, very easy, and say a few others because they've already got the designs. It wouldn't be hard. They just have to come up with a fair way to like fairnize their abilities. For Overwatch, they're coming up with new ideas, new characters entirely from the beginning. Marvel Rivals has a bit of a head start with the fact of things like every character already had something, already exists in some form or fashion. Luna Snow, who I think Marvel Rivals the first time she got put into a game, did exist in a previous game and then did get a comic book beforehand. So, but either way, guys, I've talked for enough time. This is Tiger signing off. Hope you've enjoyed. There should be let's say should be, there will be some point tomorrow, don't know what time yet. New episode, new adventures, don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm potentially gonna try and finish the enchantment room, or at least get the building started, and then finish in the bookshelves at some point. What will probably happen is every like once a week, like one episode a week, it'll just be breeding the cows to get more enchantment books. It'll be like the Iron Farm again. But guys, if you want any new stuff, it's currently in the Overwatch shop for the next 2 weeks. So almost the end of the season. There is currently a way to earn 100 elimination / assists. So I will show those off next time I play Overwatch, because that is literally just 13 eliminations. Three games tomorrow night. I'll get like 5 or 6 per. Like, I'm going to at least get 1 or 2 per game. Even if I was to go down to the fact of 1 elimination per game, that's 3 more eliminations. 3 more Friday, 3 more Saturday, Sunday, that's 15. Now I'll have this done by Friday. Which does potentially mean if I do end up, say, streaming Overwatch on, say, the weekend again, because they released a new hero, they should have those done by then. And again, that's like 2 weeks. That came in, what, yesterday? Yeah, released yesterday, and I've already done most of it. And that's just from a case of 9 games. One of those games being an elimination game, so you have a decent bit of time, and it shouldn't take that long if you still want to get them. Either way, hope you enjoyed, and this is Tiger signing off. See you next time. Bye.